Hey, what's really going on? Bitcoin, crypto, and currency today. We're going to be taking a look at Litecoin, LTC, against USDT. We're going to be assessing some of these key technical aspects of price action moving forward. We're going to be looking for some of the pivotal areas of support and resistance I believe we're going to be interacting with in the very near future here. Let me know in the comment section down below. Are you bullish? Are you bearish? Do you trade? Do you hold? Or do you let the price action unfold? What are you doing with your bag? If you have one, are you bullish on Litecoin? Have you been buying through all the downside? Do you believe we finally found support? We're going to plow through all of this potential overhead resistance, get back to the $400 that we came from in the not so distant past, or be bearish on Litecoin? Do you believe this is a fake out? We're in a bear market now. We're getting a slab down from this resistance, plow through all of the potential support, head straight to zero. Let me know your thoughts on that direction of Litecoin down in the comment section below. Now, jumping right into it, to kind of recap price action that is returned to and currently respecting support and resistance in this very key range that we consolidated in between, I do believe, the 19th of December of 2020 all the way to the breakout upward on the 9th of February of 2021. We have price action coming up to this $116 level, interacting with it as resistance, only to be bought up by the bullish momentum in Litecoin overall, and we quickly found ourselves above $116, quickly finding our way toward resistance present at $177, significant enough to send us back down toward $116 previous resistance to confirm it as support. We continue to consolidate toward it, looking for the buy pressure present near that level, gain the momentum to break previous resistance at now $177 on that 9th of February of this year. We have set some higher highs, interacted with some upper resistance, only to come back down to what was previous resistance at $177 to interact with it as support. So I do believe these are going to be the two kind of key levels to consider in the very near future here, as we have price action coming up to this $177 level, interacting with it as resistance, breaking it, then returning to it as support on multiple occasions before finding the momentum and bullish strength to plow through all these overhead resistance levels, getting us to that $400 plus per Litecoin. It wasn't until that abrupt change in momentum on the dreaded 19th of May that sent price action plummeting downward through all of that beautifully established support back into this range of consolidation here that we now have been sort of pretty much interacting with and now trapped in since borderline that dreaded 19th of May. We had a wick into this zone, and then we've fallen into it ever since, interacting with that resistance at $177 on the 14th of June of this year, sending price action plummeting toward that support again at 116. So currently coming out of a very bullish recovery from all of that multi-month downside here, very bullish bounce off of the support found at that $116 level, currently interacting with that resistance yet again at 177, but the fundamentals and the buy pressure is currently very different than the last time we were interacting with this range. So I do believe some very volatile price action is likely to unfold over the next kind of coming days here, but overall we are looking far more bullish than the previous interactions. I do believe a new perspective comes into play now when we consider EngineeringRobo, along with the Fibba, Lamborghini, Fettuccine lines of zucchinis. We can see martinis in play. We have price action currently, as I mentioned, coming off of resistance found at $177. Some factors contributing to the resistance present at this level is the 0.382 Fibonacci level at $172, in addition to the underside of the 200 daily moving average, which is currently at $193. So we have price action exhausting kind of just beforehand. Looking to find support at these kind of lower levels, slipping below my support here at 177, even below that 0.382 Fibonacci level. So if we were to perhaps have some daily candles close kind of below that $172 level, I could suspect a perhaps short-term continuation downward to re-interact with some kind of lower support levels here to gain the momentum and be bullish enough to plow through all of this overhead resistance and get us into this kind of like upper range of consolidation that we may spend some time trading in if price action is similar to previous interactions. So my target for this potential pullback in this very, very short-term downside that we might experience over the coming kind of week here, I suspect a buy opportunity to present itself at or below $150 per Litecoin before we see highs around $200. I suspect overall we will likely return to the $300, $400 that we came from in the not so distant past. But I do believe further confirmation of this break outward of this phase of consolidation is necessary to confirm this as a potential bottom for this retracement and pullback from those aforementioned euphoric multi-$100 levels. So factors contributing to the buy pressure and bullishness of Litecoin at the moment is going to be this buy for closing on the 26th of July of this year. We have price action currently in a bit of an uptrend, recovering from that aforementioned multi-month downside, plowing through and to all of this resistance. So we'll have to see just how bullish we can be over the next coming days here. As I mentioned, confirmation of resistance at $172 would send us plummeting toward $150. I do believe buy pressure is going to be significant and present around that psychological level. We may interact with lows near perhaps $145 or into that kind of range, but I do believe $150 is going to be a key psychological level to consider as support if this pullback continues in the short term. Overall, very bullish though, and Litecoin could very quickly find itself above my support line here at 177, although at this current moment we are looking a tad bearish in the short term, and some pullbacks and retracements and confirmation of support would be overall very bullish for us in the long term, because any uptrend requires these pullbacks, and support is always nice to be established. So there's definitely lots going on for Litecoin against USDT. Lots of factors coming into play. I suspect some very volatile price action over the next kind of coming days here. But if we were to consider Litecoin against the price of Bitcoin, I do believe a brand new perspective comes into play when we consider price action currently interacting with what appears to be support against the price of Bitcoin. We have that buy for closing just a few days ago on the 13th of August of this year. So we do have bullishness and buy pressure in play against the price of Bitcoin, perhaps suggesting that we could have some bullish price action against the upcoming volatility that Bitcoin might have in the next kind of week here. So perhaps we might hold sideways kind of over that downside that Bitcoin could potentially experience. Overall, currently looking more bullish against kind of Bitcoin at the moment than we were against USDT. I do have support line there at 37.28 Satoshi, giving us some good buy pressure, some good good area that we could hold over the next kind of coming days. We are coming out of a key support range that we were very bullish from previously at the kind of 5th and 6th of April of this year. We came from support found at 37.32 Satoshi, and then we interacted with resistance present near 67.04 Satoshi, kind of not that long after. So ultimately, price action is currently interacting with support against the price of Bitcoin, although we do have some bearish factors in play. Some overhead resistance is going to be present above 41.35 Satoshi is going to be the underside of the 200 daily moving average, and the 0.786 Fibonacci level at 40.86 Satoshi, suggesting some significant sell pressure within that range. Ultimately, I suspect some bullish price action against the price of Bitcoin in the next coming days here. I pull back to $150 per Litecoin would be overall a bullish buy opportunity in the uptrend. Any more broader scale in the short term, I suspect some very volatile price action as we see just how the volatility plays out with the upcoming week. So lots going on for Litecoin against Bitcoin here. But if we were to consider Bitcoin against USDT, we can see what the crypto market is doing currently. Price action experiencing that resistance present near 48K, getting that rejection downward, interacting with this 200 daily moving average, currently below the 200 daily moving average, and experiencing sell pressure off of it, in my opinion. If this daily candle closes the way that it's looking, that is going to be a tad more bearish in the short term, perhaps, in my opinion. I do believe if resistance is confirmed on the underside of that 200 daily moving average, I don't believe the pullback will be too dramatic, because I do believe there's going to be very significant support found at $41,500 per Bitcoin, the 0.618 Fibonacci level. I do believe that's going to be a very bullish buy opportunity, and support will likely be found at that level if we were to pull back to it. If we fail to hold that level, we do have some room for some more downside to still be bullish, in my opinion. Further confirmations of support are always a good thing to see in an uptrend. Failure to hold the 0.618 Fibonacci line will send us plummeting toward the 0.5 Fibonacci line at 34,000. $1,000 per Bitcoin, which would be very jarring to some traders perhaps, but ultimately would be very bullish for the uptrend in the longer term. Overall, Bitcoin is very bullish and wants to be in an uptrend. Has been, there's been tons of buy pressure during all this technical downside and consolidation, downward interaction with these lower levels here. There's been many bounces off of these key ranges of support, and traders have definitely been accumulating during these lows. And as we can see, we've recovered very violently through all of that multi-month downside in a matter of weeks. So any kind of like rally upward like that will be met with retracements and pullbacks and opportunities to buy some lows. So we will have to see over the next kind of coming days just how significant this resistance is off of the 200-day late moving average. Will we hold at 41,500? I suspect that is a likely target we'll see some price action interacting with in the kind of coming week here. Will we plummet through, head all the way down to 34,000, or are we going to bounce, get above that 200 daily MA, plow through all-time highs, and get up to 6 figures? Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for hearing my analysis. Try EngineeringRobo free with the link in the description. Subscribe here on YouTube. Check out all the other social media down below. Let me know in the comment section. Are you bullish? Are you bearish? What are you doing with your bag? If you have one, if you've been accumulating, are you buying the lows? Are you buying the tops? Are you shorting these upswings? Are you bearish on price action? Are we in a bear market? There's lots going on in the crypto sphere here. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you for tuning in, and tune in for the next one.